Now I'll go to the next option within this home menu, which is expenses and taxes. And when I go more deep within this expenses and taxes, the title itself right here, expenses, payroll amount and taxes, it reveals what this option is dealing with. This option is dealing with all hotel expenses, all operation expenses, staff's payroll amount and all taxes. After processing those payments using this option right here, the accountants or the managers will get the history of those payments or the reports of those payments using this option right here. But for now, let's go to this option to see how expenses are being processed and being paid. Okay, so I'll go right here, and as you can see, within this interface there is these payment categories, which enables the managers or the accountants to register or to process payments according to these categories, and these categories are customizable. Within the accounts office package, the accountants may add, update or delete any expenses category according to their wishes. Now, after filling required inputs or information within this, now the managers or the accountants will need to request that payment to be paid using these categories of system branches. Now within this system, the Luxehotels, the only one who can register expenses are the managers and the accountants. And this option of registering expenses is only found within the managerial package and the accounts office package. Now let's have the example of how this works. Let's say a tax driver known as Mr. Brown, we sent him to bring some wine from a certain liquor store, and he have brought those wine and he want to be paid the transport cost for bringing those wine. So the managers or the accountants will come to this option and register the payment and request it to be paid using any of these branches. Now the managers or the accountants will come and select which category is that payment belonging to. Okay, and let's say for our example, that transport cost is belonging to normal hotel users. So the managers will come right here and select this category or any category according to how the accountants have added those categories. Let's say for our case is normal hotel users, and like that, and the title right here, it will be drinks transport costs. And the description right here, I may provide or I may not, but let me provide the description. Let me say the description right here will be transporting 2 dozens of wine from, let's say, ABC liquor store. And I'll need to specify the amount that is to be paid. So let's say this transport cost will be $20 and it will be paid to that Mr. Brown. Okay, and now I need to specify which branch this Mr. Brown will go and get his money. I may use this manager, but I will only request, and when I use this manager request and pay, I will register the payment and make a payment. And when I use this first option, manager request only, it means I will only register for the payment but I will not pay. And when I use this second option, manager request and pay, I will register the payment and make payment using this managerial branch. And I may request this payment to be paid using any of these branches. Now let me request this payment to be paid using accounts office or payment point packages. This means this payment request will only be visible within managerial package, accounts office package, and the payment point package. It will not be visible within reservation package and restaurant and bar package. All payments and expenses are by default visible within managerial package and accounts office package. The rest of the packages, they need to be requested to see those expenses payments. Now for our case, this payment will be visible within managerial package, accounts office package, and the payment point package. Now I'll come to request pay like this, and it will ask me for the expense rating. Now let me rate this expense to be small expense. So I'll click this and I'll say selected, and it will ask me for the password. Okay, boom. Now I'll open the payment point package to see if the requested payment is visible within payment point package as we have requested. I may also open accounts office package, but let me open payment point package. So I'll start the payment point package as this. It's loading. Okay, now let me see the username and password for payment officer. It is Yung KQ and the password is 1177. So it is Yung KQ and the password is 1177. Okay, and when I come right here to make payment option and I press enter, I will see the payment that have been requested to being paid using this payment point package, which is drinks transport, and the amount is $20, and the person to be paid is this Mr. Brown. Okay, and it shows the date that this payment have been registered. But when I go to any package, with the exception of managers package and accounts office package, any package that this payment have not been requested to be paid using that package, I will not see this payment request. I mean, if I go to this reservation package right here and I'll go to this option within the home menu, which is other payments, I'll go right here and I'll go to cash out. When I search for that payment, I'll not be able to see that payment, as it say no any result. Why? This is because this payment right here, it was requested to be paid using either accounts office package or payment point package. And when I go to our managerial package, this is reservation package. When I go to this managerial package and update the packages for which that payment can be paid, I'll go right here to payment history and I will search for that payment, for that registered payment I want to update, and include the reservation package as the package to request that payment. I'll come right here to update the details, and I want to include this reservation package as one of the package to make this payment to Mr. Brown. So I'll include this reservation package and I'll update that password is 1436. Okay, now when I come to this reservation package right here, I may refresh or I press enter, and as you can see, we have get this payment because we have also included this reservation package as one of the package to process this payment. And when I remove this reservation package from the packages to process that payment, it will not appear within reservation package. Okay. Now when I come right here to our reservation package and press enter again, it will not appear. Okay, that's how this request for payment it works. Now I'll go to our payment point package and make payment for Mr. Brown, and you'll see how this works. Now I will minimize this reservation package and I'll go to this payment point package right here. As you can see, I want to pay Mr. Brown because he have arrived to our payment office. Now the payment officer will double click respective payment request and he will verify the payment details and amount. As how this information says, it say drinks transport cost, which is the title, and this is the description. The amount is this $20 is to be paid to Mr. Brown. And if the person who have arrived within our payment office to receive Mr. Brown's money is not this Mr. Brown, let's say Mr. Brown have sent someone to get that payment, we will click this and we will need to provide the name of that person who have arrived to receive Mr. Brown's money. Okay, but for now I want to pay to Mr. Brown. Okay, I'll double click this and I want to pay to Mr. Brown. It asks me for the password, and here the password is 1177. I'll click proceed, and as you can see it says payment for, and this is the payment number. It says this payment is done successfully, and it asks how do you want to print the pay slips. Now I know I haven't shown you most of the printings within this system, but I will show you some of the printings in the end of this video. But for now I will print these pay slips using both printers, I mean the normal printer and the thermal printer. But before that I want to show you where our printings will be landed, because these PC have not been connected to any printer. So our printings will go to the documents folder, and now I'll delete these. Okay, now let me do this. And when I come right here and say print using both printers, it asks print make and copy using the normal printer. Yes. Now I want to print using the Microsoft PDF, which is this. I say yes. Now I'll save our printed document to the documents folder like this. So it is this document folder, and I'll provide the file name like pay slip or one. Okay, it's a done printing, and it asks me to print the customer copy. I'll say yes, and I will print using the same printer, which is Microsoft PDF. Okay, and now it will be saved to the same documents folder, and it will be pay slip or two. Okay, it's this, and it's a done printing, and it asks to print the make and copy using the thermal printer. Okay, I'll say yes. Something smells wrong here. I should have get a printing successful message. Now let me go to see what is wrong with thermal printing. I'll go to settings. Oh yes, we haven't provided the thermal printer name within this field, so I'll go to the managerial package and copy that thermoprinter name, and I'll paste it right here. So I'll go to the managerial package. I want to get that thermoprinter name. It's this. So I'll copy Ctrl C, and I'll come to this payment point package, and I'll press Ctrl V to paste, and I'll save the settings. Password is 1177. Okay. Now I'll go back to expense payment history to print the payment using thermoprinter, because we have already provided it right here. So I'll go to expense payment history, and I'll double click it. I'll come to print option, payment slip. I'll use the thermoprinter because we have already printed using the normal print, which are these two printings right here. Now I'll click use thermoprinter, and it asked me to print, make and copy using the thermoprinter. Okay, yes. These are our printings, and I'll click OK, and it will ask me to print the customer copy using the thermoprinter. I'll say yes. Now let me show you the printed slips. The one which could have been printed using the normal printers are these two, and the one which could have been printed using the thermal printer is this and this. Now I'll start with this. Okay, now this will be printed using the normal printer, and right here is the hotel name, which is Demonstration Hotel. This title right here is customizable, and this payment is paid cash, and all the details about that payment of Mr. Brown. This is the payment ID. The title is drinks transport costs, and this was the description. The amount is this $20 to be paid to Mr. Brown, and this is the paid date. Also, there is a printed date and time, and printed using which branch, system branch. And this is our staff, Young Lee, who will log in as Young KQ, who is the one paid Mr. Brown. Now this Young Lee will sign right here, and Mr. Brown will sign right here. And since this is the make and copy, this will remain within the hotel. And the one which Mr. Brown may take it as the payment reference is this customer copy right here. This is the customer copy, and this is the make and copy. Now I'll go and show you the thermal printed slips, which are these. The details contained within previous slips are the same for this slip. This is the payment ID, this is the payment title, and this is the description of the payment. The receiver is Mr. Brown. The amount is $20, and all details about payment. Now here Mr. Young Lee, who is our staff, will sign here, and Mr. Brown will sign here, and this is the make and copy, which means this slip will remain within our hotel. And the slip which Mr. Brown may take it is this customer copy slip. Now I will close this. And in the end of sales date, this payment officer will come to this option to generate expense payment reports. He will provide the date, which is 10th, and he will come right here to generate. Now all the payments which have been made using this payment point package will appear within our report like this. This is the hotel name. All these are customizable, and the title here it say expenses and bills payment report for this date, and it specify these reports payment are for which branch, which is payment point 1, and it is for all categories. And the payment officer will need to sign here and deliver this report to accounts office. But for the same report within our managerial package, it shows the categories for payment. This is because within junior packages, the expense payment categories are not shown within reports. They are only shown within managerial reports and accounts office reports. Like this, generate the same report of expenses and taxes for 10th of March. No, I've provided the date, and I'll go right here to generate the report. As you can see, in this managerial package, the same report, it shows the categories, the expenses payment categories like this. And up to now we have successfully made only one payment, which is $20 to Mr. Brown. The only payments which will appear within this report are those payments which have successfully been paid. If requested payment have not yet been paid, it will not appear within this report. Okay, I think that's enough for expenses, payroll amount, and taxes. Now I'll close this payment point package. Okay, and I'll go back to managerial package. For this option I'm done. Now I'll go to the next option within the home menu.